most people when they start, which was like, you were like, oh, you're doing some trading. I don't know what that is. That looks a bit odd. And then you saw me learning and then live trading and then making a bit of money suddenly. And you were like, oh, can you show me that? Can you show me that? And then forex in 5 came up.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was actually trying to explain it and I couldn't explain it very well. So I was like, this is a good explanation. Go and watch Lewis and the Team.
Do you know, it's so good that you say that though, because there is a lot of people who can actually trade, but that is a different skill set to being able to teach people how to trade. And it's actually rare to get a combination of the two. People who can actually trade and can also teach people to trade as well. So yeah, I think you kind of made the right decision because it is hard to explain.
Yeah.
So yeah, brilliant. I wanted to pop back to something you said as well, because you're quite data, you like data. Are you, Sophie, naturally into data? Or is like, because for me, I'm not into data, but I obviously have to use it to be a successful trader. So I think a lot of people, like Simon, get attracted to trading because it's like all data, all analysis. So I quite like a bit of that. Whereas other people like me, I just think, oh, this can make me money. This is quite exciting. This is quite fun. Oh, crap, I have to deal with some data.
Yes. I do like a spreadsheet, but I can't be bothered with it all. I'll do it because I have to.
Yeah, that's me.
And it's good to have it. It's good to rely on it and to trust it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're a details guy, aren't you?
I'm very much a details guy in our work. That's kind of how we complement each other in our work as well. Sophie has the strategy, she's got the overview, she goes for the broad strokes, and this is what we're aiming for. And then I kind of go and write, but how are we going to do that? What are the little bits and pieces? So, and that's kind of how it's interesting when you go through the training. You get to find out about yourself a little bit more. Can you be too detailed?
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah,
that was kind of where I found that I've tripped up a little bit, but I'm improving all the time.
Yeah. So what made you decide to learn this for yourself as well then? Because some people might think, well, I've got another half that's doing like this, is my other half. Well, I don't need to do it because you're doing it. So no interest whatsoever, just happy for me to crack on and do it myself. So what made you think, I want to do this as well for me?
Yeah, right, because we're married, so we kind of would be sharing investments, so it doesn't make a huge amount of financial sense for us both to be doing the same thing. So it was just really, like you say, it was for myself. I wanted to do some personal development, learn some new skills.
Yeah, and why not learn a skill that makes you money?
Absolutely right. Also, just competitiveness.
Oh, we're going to have to track this
background.
Going forward.
I'm finally getting even, Lewis, because a long time ago it was my dream job to become an air traffic controller.
Yeah.
And I got through. You get to be like the top 1% of people who apply to be offered training, and I got through. I was like, here we go. I'm on my way to my dream career.
Yeah.
6 months of training in, Sophie was going, what's all this about weather, and what's all this about navigation, and what's all this about systems? She said, I quite like the look of this. I might apply too. Bugger me if she didn't get in as well.
Yeah.
So this is like my turn to turn around and say, oh, well.
So you get this, all just basically a long-term revenge plan. That's what this is, yeah.
Isn't that what marriage is?
That is what marriage is, yeah.
I think you might beat me, actually. Because I'm doing the 3 strategies live, right, and absolutely loving it. But there's a 4th one.
Yeah. Okay.
And the 4th one is.
And I love how you told me that, by the way, like I didn't know.
Lewis,
did you know? There's a 4th strategy.
The secret one. But it can only be done quite early in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be real with myself and be like, I will not do this strategy because I'm not a morning person. I've got young kids and I snooze as much as I can, and then I rush around getting them ready for school. So I'm not going to carve in any trading time. However, my wonderful husband, he's up at like 5, 6. He gets in his ice barrel. He's got a whole routine. And I think you're going to be great at the early morning one.
Well, if I get a whole extra 4th strategy all to myself, maybe.
Yeah.
But then I lose on the other 3 because I'm really analytical, so I spend ages and ages going, oh, no, not that one. Oh, no, not quite. Whereas you're just like, bang, 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 off we go.
So at this stage, you're probably how far away do you think you are from like live trading now then?
So my last group coaching call, Josh said I was probably going to give him 2 more weeks of consistency, and then he'd be happy for me to go live on pullbacks.
Brilliant, fantastic. So that's kind of within that 8-week time frame, which is what we kind of set for the first strategy. So within that time frame, how have you noticed your own analytical nature being a help? How have you noticed it being a hindrance?
Good question.
I thought it was. Thank you.
I think I thought it was a hindrance more than it was, to be honest, because when you start back testing, you go all the way back to wind the clock back 5 or 6 years and then start, and you kind of find yourself clicking through candle after candle after candle on the dailies going, I'm not seeing anything, I'm not seeing, oh, that's not it. And resetting before you know it, you've got into like 2022, 2023, and I'm like, I still haven't found something. Yeah. Am I overthinking this? So then you start kind of, the needle swings the other way and you start taking silly trades.
Yeah.
So the first like week or two, I was kind of swinging backwards and forwards, and my spreadsheet just had a lot of bad, loss. But yeah, so it was just all about kind of fine tuning that and finding the balance.
Yeah. Do you think you could have done that fine tuning without expert feedback?
No, absolutely not. It really takes somebody else's pair of eyes to say, look, this is a pattern we see in other people that have your kind of brain.
Yeah.
So to be aware of it, and then also just having those regular catch-ups to go through all your trades and point out exactly where over-analysis can be helpful and where it's holding me back.
Yeah. It's so interesting because the way that we would coach both of you is different because of your predisposition to over-analysis or lack of analysis and just going for it. It's so and that's why we always say we do, not that we tailor the program, but we tailor our approach within the program to each person, because it has to make sense for you and the way your brain works.